Hello guys, back for another episode of Cookie Clicker, and if you haven't watched the first 4 episodes, you should go back and watch them, because you'll be far behind. So let's get started on this episode. In this episode, we'll be making our first 3 or 4 things that you can buy to upgrade your cookies per second. So let's get started. First, I'm just going to click the flag and make sure everything is working as it was before. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do motion go to x minus 268 and y 63 when flag clicks, so we don't have it sliding back in. So now what will happen is when we click play, actually we have to put it in here. So now when we click play, you'll see that it is already slid back and you pull it out now. So now what we're going to want to do is we're going to make our first thing that you can buy. It's just going to be your regular pointer for your game, like most cookie clickers. So yeah, I'll just draw it with my horrible skills. And then I'll say events when backdrop switches to backdrop 2, looks, show, control forever, if then else equals data visible equals true, looks, control, if then else data, we're going to make a variable called cycle. Okay, if then cycle equals 0, looks, motion go to x minus 197 and y 134, and we're going to make another variable called x, and then go to x and y, and we are going to go into here and put set, and we're going to set x to control forever motion x position. See, it sticks to it now. But what we want to do here is we're going to put hide. And we're going to put show. So now, as you can see, it disappears and reappears each time. But it doesn't do the cycle yet. So what we're going to do now is when up arrow press, data, change cycle by -1, and then drag out if then operators. I would cycle is greater than 1. Right now we can't do that, so we're going to do down arrow if 10 is greater than cycle, change cycle by 1. Okay, so now you can see when I press my down arrow, the cycle goes up and it goes down. But what we're going to want to do here is we're going to put 0 instead of 1. So as you can see now, it goes to 0 and 10. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do if then cycle equals 1. We're going to motion go to y. Actually, I have to do that again. Y 92. So now you can see it's 0, and then go down 1, and it will cycle down. Actually, I'm going to switch the order of these. So 1 and -1. and I'm going to switch these around. So now, as you can see, it will cycle, kinda. So what we're going to want to do now is we are going to drag it down here and go to Y65. Then we're going to duplicate this, cycle equals 2. I'm going to move this. Actually, we're going to replace that. Just pull this out. And now, as you can see, it cycles down, but the last cycle isn't really enough, so we're going to do Y48. And yeah, that's one. So as you can see, it cycles up and down, and we're just going to get one more in, -7. And then, whoops, that was a bit of a mistake. 48. And if then cycle equals 3 -7. We're going to put it up here, and we are going to drag out a hide into here. So now you can see it actually cycles up and down, but you can't actually buy it yet. So what we're going to do now is, when this bright clicked, control if then greater than data cookies is greater than item 2 of costs, and we are going to go over into the upgrade click, and we are going to do add 10 to costs. Okay, so now what we're going to do is change, make a variable CPS, that stands for cookies per second. Change CPS by 0.1. Change cookies by minus item 2 of cost. And then data, replace item 2 of costs with item 2 of cost times 1.1. Actually, I mean 3. So it gets a bit more expensive every time you buy it. So let's try it out. Okay, so now when you click your cookie, you'll get cookies and all, but we'll see if this works. Yeah, works pretty good. Now we're going to see if we can actually get the multiplier working. And it should be minusing by 13. Yeah, did that. Pretty good. And then what we're going to do now is we are going to go into our cookie and control forever data change cookies by CPS. And we'll put a wait 1 second in here. So I'm going to activate that loop. And now you can see our cookies are going up, but not by very much. So that's working pretty good. And that is it for this episode. Subscribe and like.